Hey, hey, put a smile on your face. Sunday chillin', song that you can bump to. One day chillin', doing whatever you want to. Sunday chillin', song to sing along to. And we gon' do whatever we gon' do. I know you want to, you can sing along too, yeah. I see you can sing along too, yeah, yeah.
Rolling.
We are rolling.
So, fellas, welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
How was your day? We not want to talk about how the day goes.
Let's not. Today wasn't a good day. Let's just move past that. Let's just move on to the first topic of the day.
Well, the first topic is your weekend. What you share? What
Oh,
you
yeah.
got going?
So Steph's going to Minnesota. Flies out in the morning. So I get to ride solo and dad so hard this weekend. All 4 kids. Got a military recruitment meeting Friday night for my oldest boy, Jarek.
Is that in Omaha?
It's in Omaha
right.
with a friend of the family. Then all day Saturday, Jazzy's and Journey volleyball tournament in Omaha. Then turn around and repeat Jazzy Jaden all day Sunday. And then march them all back to good old Amherst. So
And Jared gets to be there the whole weekend?
No. He gets to ride back with Jaden's boyfriend.
Oh, Saturday night.
Saturday. Well, it'd be Saturday, I guess. Yeah.
So he's not sticking around for Jaden playing?
No. That's not high on his priorities to watch his sisters play or do anything.
No, but I mean even Jaden's boyfriend.
Nope, he's out too. The only reason he's going to be there is because Jaden's got track Friday, and so can't leave when we need to leave to get Jarek there for the meeting. So the good boyfriend gets to drive
Cannon's bringing Jaden
all the way to Omaha, drop her off, grab Jarek, drive all the way back. Would you have done that when you were 16, 17 years old?
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Nope.
I probably would have. More than likely.
Well, he's a better man than I was at that age.
All right,
So, busy weekend ahead.
So you got volleyball all weekend. I'll be there with you, watching.
Oh,
have to
is that
coach.
where you guys are going to be?
Yeah.
We got
It's a
house
grand-
projects.
Great Plains Regional, right?
Yep. 2-dayer. Tough competition.
And it fits right into what we're going to talk about today about small towns and small town pressure athletics, because our town is pretty small where we live, and at school we attend, or our kids go. But they're going to Omaha and playing some big time players.
Small town pressure's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
Can be really great. Could also be not so great at times.
Yeah. We had talked about that a little bit, about hopefully they can make themselves look better, or they can see what other players their age can do and give them a better idea that, oh, yeah, I can do that. So we'll see how it goes, but normally they do pretty well.
Yeah, no, we've had a really successful, I think, across the board, just spring club season in general, and kind of our 2 toughest tournaments are our last 2, so it'll be nice to finish strong and see what these girls can do. We got Omaha this weekend, and we're back in Lincoln the following weekend to finish. So,
So as you being one of you and I being the high school coaches, and Riley being a part of the background team in the high school, what have you seen? So they're going to play in these big tournaments. Now they're going to come back, this summer, be with your high school team, and then this fall. What is your perspective? Has it helped them? I mean, has it helped a small town kid get better because of going to these big tournaments?
I don't know how it wouldn't.
Yeah, I think it for sure does.
Just you're playing kids you don't usually play. Gets you out of your comfort zone. Higher competition.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see how that doesn't make you better in one way or another, whether it's your game, mentality, something like that. It's got to make you better in one of them.
So coming from a small town, do you think they're intimidated when they get in there?
No. I mean, maybe at first, but most of our girls, it's referencing like Amherst volleyball, most of ours have a track record of going to these, right? Jaslyn is probably a great example or a better example because she's just coming into high school. She for sure, I would assume, gets intimidated walking into CHI and seeing 300 club teams from all over the country and, girls her age that are 2 feet taller than her and stuff like that. So, but I do think that, even Amherst being a small community, I don't know that I wouldn't say that there's less pressure playing at Amherst per se than any school over there. I think Amherst fans, the community, and I think, just the standards that the girls uphold themselves to is just as much pressure as, any other school that we've ever stepped on a court with, in my opinion. I think small town pressure a lot of times can be a lot more. Me coming from bigger schools in Colorado, the pressure I see some of these student athletes in a small town is almost sometimes, in my opinion, more than what student athlete would receive at a bit, here in Nebraska, a class A school, or in Colorado, a class 4A school. So I think small town pressure is legit, and even more so than a lot of big schools, in my opinion.
I was going to ask you on that because I know Kyle and I came from small towns, small town high schools, but you came from a big one, didn't you?
Yeah,
Big.
I mean, big in comparison to Central Nebraska. Basketball, Berthoud High, we were a 4A school, so it wasn't the biggest. It was a tier down from essentially the biggest, but
So it'd be like a B school in Nebraska.
it'd be like a B school in Nebraska. The fans, and I hate to say this about fans because without the fans, sports would be tough for anybody and everybody, but fans provide a ton of pressure. A small town school, you've got more people just from the general community showing up on average than I feel you do at a bigger school. And what I mean by that is, the history of, we'll just use Amherst, the history of athletes that have stayed local or still have ties here, families still live here, and they're all still going to these games, all these home games, even road away games, From what I remember when I was in high school, until you got, late in the season and, games and fans' opinions really started mattering, the gyms weren't packed like what I see at some of these small schools. And then you throw in rivalries to it. I don't know that we had what I would call a rivalry when I was in high school. There were schools that you saw every year, but it wasn't, it's nothing like the Amherst, Overton, or the Amherst Sumner, stuff like that. So fans, small town, in my opinion, create a ton of pressure.
Well, and I think you hit it right because there's an Amherst and a lot of these smaller communities, there's a lot of legacy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, like you said, they go to school here, they go to college, graduate, and they come back and work on the family farm or work in the family business. And so, all the stand's full with alumni, legacy, family. I mean,
Yeah.
it's huge. It's huge.
You could
Yeah.
have someone that's, their older brother, older sister came here, their cousins all came before them, their mom and dad came before them, their grandma came here before them. It's just that big legacy. Like their whole family's from here. They're all still in the area. They all still come to the games and support. I think that definitely adds a lot of pressure because you don't want to disappoint your family. That's probably one of the biggest people you never want to disappoint, So I feel like in these small towns where legacy's a big deal, you got family usually close by and they always come and support, it's adds some pressure.
Yeah, the kids feel it both ways. They go out on the court, they do awesome. They hear about it and throughout the community the next 2-3 days. Kids go out, don't do awesome. They also hear about it throughout the community the next 2 or 3 days.
Yep.
They're gonna hear good or bad. So it's awesome because of the support that's there. But like I said in the beginning, I think a smaller community, in my opinion, has a little more added pressure than a larger community. Very rarely we could go out and win a basketball game, and I'd go out and Berthoud, Colorado, and it wasn't everybody you walked down the street was saying, "Hey, great game last night," or "Man, what happened last night?" You might get a couple people in the course of a day, but any one of these kids at Amherst go, Stockman's or wherever the next day, they're gonna get asked by 20 people about the game the night before, good or bad. So.
So one thing on small town pressure that I kind of think of is, what's your guys' take on the small town pressure that the student section can bring to a game?
Well, I mean, I think it's good because I think these smaller towns, these smaller communities, if they're not playing in the sport, they're in the stands. You see it. Let's take state volleyball for example, because that's what we're most used to. Is you look in the stands on our championship game. Our student section had to be 50, 60 kids, and which Class A, there's 100, 260.
Yeah.
But here we are talking about small towns, so we have 60 kids in the stands all dressed in black because it was a blackout and just being loud and cheering the team on. I mean, it's the whole school. You look on the other side and there was 15
Yeah. It makes
in the other student section. And so I think it's great. I love it. I mean, when Amherst won state basketball 2 years ago, I was in the student section.
Yep.
I loved it because it's just, I mean, it's part of the small town feel. It's the small town community. It's, and everybody feels like this is awesome, I think, because they're playing in front of their friends, their peers, and the nice thing is they'll turn around and do it. When the girls got done, they turn around and do it for the boys.
Yep.
And so it's a small town as a family. Yeah, there's pressure, but I think it's maybe in my opinion, maybe not quite as bad because it is your family, a lot of them, and your friends. But
No, I think the student sections show up and show out for the most part. There has been a couple times where I thought, and again, this is small town, right? So you think you see a student section, you want to see 50, 60, 70, 80 kids in it on a Tuesday night game. Well, the reality is 60, 70 kids is 80% of our school,
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's that's difficult, but I think they do a great job of showing up, supporting. A lot of these small town schools around here, all the kids are friends too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen that. I've been to a lot of games, especially like basketball games, where our student section is yelling at students in that student section. They're all yelling at them by name and poking and doing this because tomorrow they're all on the same field together practicing some other sport.
Well, I think you're right there because of the club and the seasons and all that. They intermingle and play on the same teams, and so they are like when I was growing up, we didn't have it, so everybody was an enemy.
Yeah.
From the other school. Mm-hmm. And what was crazy is that you get out of high school and you meet these kids out and about. They were cool, Pleasanton was our big rivalry. Nobody, it was tough. Nobody liked Pleasanton kids, but after went to college with 3 or 4 of them, they're awesome. I mean, they were great kids. And you just wish, man, why did I have that thought process when I was going through it? I mean, but no, we played baseball together in the summer, I guess, Overton and Sumner and Elm Creek, and that was a free-for-all. But
when you guys think back to playing high school sports, what was your fear? What'd you look forward to least if you lost? Was it letting somebody down? Was it just mad at yourself? What was that one thing that you just didn't want to look forward to if things didn't go your way?
For me, it was more, I think, thinking back to all like the high school sports I played, my team and I think we all kind of created a team goal at the start of the year, right? And so I'm a big team person, love being part of a team. And so I would work my hardest to get to that goal. And so whenever we would lose or something, I wouldn't really necessarily blame other people. I would take it upon myself of like, kind of, I let my team down because I didn't do this or I didn't do that. So, I always knew my family and stuff like that, they're going to love me no matter what, whether I play really good or really bad, they're going to love me. But it's more of a letting down my team, I guess, because I should have done this better. I should have done that better. I kind of took it upon myself.
Right.
I think I'm probably in that same boat. I felt bad for whatever I did that may have messed up that hurt the team, and beat myself up over it rather than,
Yeah. I felt bad for myself first because I knew what practice the next day was going to be like. So that was number one. But I honestly felt worse for fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated people showing up to come watch me or watch our team, and then we just get waxed up and down the court, or we just put a stink show out there. So that was me. But first was I had a very rough head coach in high school, so practice was the first thing I was like, oh, I'm not looking forward to that. This is gonna suck.
Yeah.
But
Well, I can remember an instance, and as an example for me, is we were playing Pleasanton. They were the top dog in the conference, no pun intended, since they're Bulldogs, but and we barely beat them, and it was in Pleasanton, and I just had a terrible game. I just got so frustrated. I looked at the stats, and like, what an idiot! You're terrible. Yeah, you won, but you did nothing to help the team. And I just remember that bus ride home talking to the coach about it, and I didn't live up to those. I didn't live up to what I was supposed to do, and but that was probably one of the worst times I've had. Thinking about that riding on the bus, but the coach was great. No, you did this and you did that, and just pointed out, and so yeah, I beat myself up pretty good on that. I mean, I can remember that one like it was yesterday too. But slamming the clipboard down, thinking I only had one assist. Are you kidding me? And just being frustrated with all that. But
I hated looking at the stat sheet after a game. I hated it. Even on games where it felt like, yeah, I did well tonight, and then that stat sheet can set the record straight real quick for you sometimes,
Yeah.
Well, I probably put too much onus on the stats, but
Yeah.
for myself.
I think probably the most pressure I ever felt in a game was, so small town always comes with rivalries. So ours was it was called the Elkhorn rivalry. So I went to a high school, Jefferson, and across the Elkhorn Mountains on the other side was a town of Townsend.
Actual mountains?
Actual mountains.
Elkhorn Mountains.
The real deal.
Real deal?
Yeah. And so they called it the Elkhorn rivalry. Well, we were one of the, probably, I think that year in football, we were both top 5 in the state. And so this is just like before even playoffs we were playing. But there was a lot of small town pressure coming with this game of like,
Because of the rivalry.
It's because of the rivalry, right? And so, there was all week long, there was some smack talk going on between, players from both sides. I personally never did that, but, my friends I knew they did it a lot. But we just got our butts whooped. They whooped our butts so bad. So if there's any actually Townsend players listening to this, I still remember that game. Quite frequently, I think about how bad they whooped our butts.
He's looking you up on Instagram right now to talk more smack.
It was embarrassing. And so with just how much pressure came with that game and just how bad I think our team performed, it was the first time I ever cried after a game. And I bawled my eyes out on the back of the bus on the way home. I was just so embarrassed about I felt bad for the coaches because, they put so much time and effort into that game. Like the fans, they all traveled to Townsend, and I thought they showed up and cheered really loud, and so it was just like, oh man, they got us good that game.
I think I remember that game.
Yeah.
I hope
Ugly.
I hope a lot of these high school athletes nowadays, especially in small communities, understand that there's you're whether it's volleyball, basketball, whatever, they're playing a game, right? They're out there trying to achieve a goal as a team or whatever the case is, and they will never make everybody happy. They will never satisfy every fan in the stand, every person they run into a day later after a bad game. That could be tough in small communities. Just dealing with comments. Even as innocent as they might seem or feel, if you just got your butt kicked the night before, and then you've got we've all been around at a legacy parent or something that walking down the street the next day and is like, man, we never did that against that team when we played.
I was just thinking of that. Yeah.
How are you guys gonna let that team beat us? They never beat us when I was in high school.
Yeah. And it's dad and grandpa.
Yep.
Yeah,
So that's rough.
When you were talking, yeah. Yep.
But small town pressure is no joke. It's no joke. So.
Well, I think with small town and legacy families and all that we've touched base on, yeah, I mean, sports is that's where it's at. That's where the small towns survive. You've got usually have a bar and a restaurant, you have a post office, maybe a gas station, and the school, and most of the entertainment comes from the school.
You got a gymnasium and a football field.
Yeah, and so you show up Friday nights to the football, and whether you have skin in the game or not, that's what a small town does. That's what's nice. It's still back in the olden days.
It's rubbed off on me. Like I'm new to this community, newer to this community now, but I never would have guessed that I would go to high school sporting events just to go to high school sporting events without a kid playing.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am. I do it all the time now.
Oh yeah,
And
I love it. I mean, that's I grew up in it, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, I probably didn't do it. Obviously, didn't do it as much when we were in Montana. But coming back to Nebraska, yeah,
it is. It's honestly, I look forward to it. Like certain times of the year, I look forward to. Oh, we got basketball 2 nights a week this week. Oh, we got football on Friday night. It's awesome.
Well, it probably helps. You guys are older, not super old, but older, and your kids are older. So I don't know, you got more time on your hands. Where, I probably would like to go to more games but it is such a hassle to get the young kids like fed.
especially when it gets colder, like for football games.
You have to get them fed. You have to get them dressed. You have to pack 18 different bags full of toys, snacks, blankets, coats, you name it. And then you got to get them in the vehicle, and then you got to drive there, and then
You don't sound really excited about it.
Yeah.
It is way more work.
I heard a lot of excuses there, Kyle.
Yeah, I did too.
That's what I heard.
But
is
you got to
way
remember
more
their
work.
ages. In a year or two,
It's tough.
To take them there and keep track of them, making sure they don't run out in the court, which Bowdoin did once.
Baylor did it last year at Sumner too.
Oh yeah, it
I
was
bet you
Baylor.
Bowdoin does it again too.
Right in the rival
Yeah,
Amherst Sumner game.
that's all right. They're as the older they get, they're going to obviously have more friends. They're going to be out playing,
Yeah.
especially at the football field, right? So, but yeah, I mean, it is a place of fellowship in a small town when when the high school has a sporting event because they all get together and.
What do they say that Memorial Stadium's the second largest city in the state on a Saturday football game? Well, I can tell you Amherst High School gym or football field is about 1,000 over its population when those nights are here. So
Yeah.
like I said, it's awesome. Tons of support, tons of traditions, but it all does bring pressure with it.
Mm. Sports movies, best ever.
Okay.
Let's go.
Blue Chips.
That's your first one, or is that number 5?
Oh, we got to go in order?
I don't care, but
Oh. All right, then you got to give me a minute if we got to do this. And
you don't have to do it in order.
Okay, Blue Chips, growing up for me, being a basketball player, was one of my all-time favorite sports movies. Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway. It was, yeah.
I mean, how can you not say Major League?
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious. A lot of one-liners. And Bob Uecker.
Major League's good. Sandlot.
That's on my list that I'm making.
That's probably more mine and your generation.
I mean, I've seen it a couple times, but
that was a proud dad moment. First time the older son said, in context,
"You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls." Said it to the younger brother. Priceless.
Yep.
I'll remember that forever. Proud dad moment right there.
So here one of my favorites, and the soundtrack was great as well. And I'm not even a wrestler. Was Vision Quest.
I don't think I've ever seen
You got to
it.
watch that movie. Oh, it has some sex parts in it, but I mean, it's a wrestling movie. Great soundtrack, and I guarantee you, by the time you're done watching the movie, you'll be ready to go do something.
Well, I've only seen one wrestling movie, and it's new. I just watched it recently. The Iron Claw, I think is what it's called. Just came out like a year ago. Really good movie. Really good movie.
Can you pull up, Sarah, Vision Quest? It's not just. I think if you just search, it's not 6 minutes, or it's more than 6 minutes.
Does Happy Gilmore count as a sports movie?
Hey,
that is.
look what I just wrote on my
No,
list.
Happy Gilmore?
Happy Gilmore.
That's
That
got
is
come on.
not-
That's got to be a
That
sports
is
movie.
not a sports
Yes,
movie.
it
Well,
is.
either way, it's
Yes, it is.
I'm
It
counting
has
it.
hockey
That's
and
like
golf
saying
and mini golf.
What was the hockey movie that was so stupid back
The
in
Mighty
the
Ducks?
slapstick or something like that with the Hanson brothers?
Well,
What is she pulling up here?
We're gonna pull up the trailer. Well, we can keep going while it's or not the trailer, but
she got it here.
Okay, well if then are the Rocky flicks sports movies?
I would say the first couple are.
Okay. Jeez. Where's the remote?
At first, all Loudon Swain could think of was getting in shape.
We can do this afterwards too, but
But since he met the girl of his
for the love of the game.
Caddyshack also.
Yeah.
Again, comedy, not really a sports movie.
Well, I think, my opinion, the biggest one, and I actually know this is one of the biggest ones because ESPN for March Madness this year, they did a competition of best sports movie on their Instagram, and this was the number one winner, I believe. Remember the Titans?
Yeah, Remember the
Just-
Titans is
It's
really
a good
good.
movie.
Just a great one. You guys ever seen The Greatest Game Ever Played with Shia LaBeouf? Golf movie?
Golf game.
I just got my number one. I'll tell you
Love
guys
that
in a sec.
Friday Night Lights. I love that
Yeah,
one.
it's good.
Happy Gilmore. Miracle. Miracle's a great one. Has some great history with it as well.
Live it live, baby.
And
I
then
was there.
one of my small time movies, Facing the Giants. Whew, that's a great
When he
one.
crawls on, when he does the bear crawl with the guy on his
Yeah,
back,
Brock, I think
Oh.
makes him
he crawls all the way across
Blindfolds
the
him.
100 yards, and
Yep,
he thinks
and
he only went 5
says,
Yeah.
or something like
give
that.
me your best, and he makes him start crawling. He's like, I only want you to go 50 yards or whatever. And
Yeah.
he blindfolds him.
Ends up
and
going
says-
the whole length.
Yep.
And then I'm done. My number one, just remembered it. No more to my list. White men can't jump.
Okay, so this question that was brought up, what are your best sports movies? So the old guy here is picking sports movies. The young guys are
Hey.
picking
Hey.
comedies that have sports in it.
Maybe that's a way of showing how
That's a generational thing. I'm not dogging you. I'm just saying
mean,
it's
hey.
just, it's funny how that.
Well,
Played
you
out.
can never go wrong with Woody Harrelson. I mean,
Yeah.
what about
That's
Coach
pretty good.
Carter?
Coach Carter's good.
I like Coach Carter.
I like Coach Carter. It wasn't, it was a good one. Remember the Titans is up there high for me.
Just a
That's a really
classic.
good one. It's classic. What's the We Are Marshall?
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's another good one.
Well, I mean, if you're really going to talk Tin Cup,
Tin Cup.
That
Yep.
might be the greatest golf movie.
shooting chili dippers up Lee Jansen. It's classic. Classic.
Oh my gosh.
Like, subscribe, and share, folks.
Yeah, you'll really love it. Guaranteed. You'll walk away shaking your head.
Dreams, all you can think of is her city.
That's a great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, Elmo, it's loud.
Hey, come on in, kid. I'm getting dressed.
Was at the hotel. They told me you took the night off. They was sick or something.
Of course I took the night off, dummy. This is the night you wrestle shoot?
Took the night off for that?
Yeah. Shaved, got a haircut and everything.
You never took a night off to see me wrestle before. They docked you for that.
Hey, kid, money ain't everything.
You know, it's not that big a deal, Elmo. I mean, it's 6 lousy minutes on the mat, if that.
You ever hear of Pele?
Yeah, he's a soccer player.
Very famous soccer player. There's a room here one day. I'm watching a Mexican channel on TV. I don't know nothing about Pele. I'm watching what this guy can do with a ball on his feet. Next thing I know, he jumps up in the air and flips into a somersault and kicks the ball in upside down and backwards. The goddamn goalie never knew what the fuck hit him. Pele gets excited and he rips off his jersey and starts running around the stadium, waving it around over his head. Everybody's screaming in Spanish. I'm here sitting alone in my room. I start crying. Yeah, that's right, I start crying. There's another human being, a species which I happen to belong to. Kick a ball. With himself. The rest of us sad-ass human beings up to a better place to be, if only for a minute. Let me tell you, kid, it was pretty goddamn glorious. It ain't the 6 minutes. It's what happens in that 6 minutes.
That's awesome.
Anyway, that's why I'm getting dressed up and giving up tonight's pay for this function.
It's not just the 6 minutes. It's what happens inside the 6 minutes. You got to watch the movie, dude. So, your wife's leaving. There's a movie for you to watch.
Hey.
Vision Quest. And great soundtrack. A lot of Journey.
All right. So, talking about weird crap that's said in the stands or heard in the stands. This is going to make me look really dumb, but whatever. What in a basketball game? Okay. What does the crowd yell if somebody's coming up from behind another player?
Wolf.
Okay. Pronounce it slowly.
Wolf.
Okay. Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
No. So the phrase is wolf, right?
Yeah.
Like
WOLF.
WOLF. Okay.
Oh.
Growing up, we too had that phrase in basketball, but we were never like told what the phrase was. We were never like taught like, hey, this is what you. No, we just heard players from before us use it, things like that. When you're in the when somebody yells it out of the in an intense moment, real fast, what does it sound like?
Woof.
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 WOOF. My whole life. Thought it was woof. Like bark, bark, woof. Stop. So, literally, just earlier this Amherst High School basketball season, I'm sitting in the stands. I got Steph, Renee, Brooke, I got the whole crowd sitting around me. And, they're loud. And every time. And the first time I heard it, I kind of like looked around like, what'd she just say? Then it happened. I looked back finally at Renee. I said, what are you saying? She's like, wolf. I'm like, no, it's wolf. And she's like, no, it's not.
Tomato.
Yeah. So I proceeded to basically tell everybody they were wrong, just to then open up Google and be like, shit. So now.
Do you know why they say wolf?
Listen.
Oh, no.
So now I can't go to a damn high school basketball game without every time somebody near me yells that, Brandon, woof, woof, woof. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
By the way, the wolf phrase makes no sense for the situation.
Wolf?
Yes.
They sneak up and what do you want to yell?
No, you want to know what the Amherst moms told me? It's because you got the dog in you.
Okay. Now, I think you have every right to go back to him and say you may
I'm just
have
saying.
the correct pronunciation of the
Maybe
word,
I
but you
misheard.
have no
or something,
idea what it means.
Hey, maybe they didn't say that. I don't know, but for some reason that just popped in my mind.
Are they
All
going
I know
off that Jerry
is
West quote that Jerry West, I believe, was the one that said, I'm playing, a lot of people called me a dog, when in reality, I'm playing with a bunch of dogs and I'm the wolf.
I don't know, but I don't care.
I always thought it was because the wolf would always sneak up from.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
And steal things from you.
I'm sure it is, but I don't care. I'm gonna forever say wolf. So everybody else, don't care.
At this point, I think you just got to steer into it.
I am. I'm gonna stand up and yell it extremely loud the
Make it a
next
thing.
time.
Woof, woof, woof. Make it the cowbell. Make it the
Yeah,
make
right.
it the cowbell. Start a thing.
Woo! Hey, put a smile on your face. Sunday chillin', song that you can bump to. One day chillin', doing whatever you want to. Sunday chillin', song to sing along to. And we gon' do whatever we gon' do. I know you want to, you can sing along too.